stand there, you can keep your greasy hands to yourself.
Oh, leave the lad alone, clogger.
You should be telling him to leave me alone.
Everyone thinks I'm gay just because of my speech impediment.
Not because you enjoy coaching the lads in liniment.
I only do that when it's medically essential. The only pleasure I get is from knowing it's doing the lads the power of good.
Medically essential? You must be the only physio in the Football League who treats coughs and colds with a full body rub.
You mean that's not the proper treatment?
It helps to improve their immune system.
Yeah, well, we all know about you. Wayne said last time you treated him, he could have had you for assault.
That's not true. I was tweeting his quadriceps when his agent rang. Wayne turned to answer his phone, and it was all a horrible accident.
That's not what he told me. Oh, this is ridiculous. I have an extremely important meeting.
Not Roman Abramovich by any chance.
How did you know?
Well, you've only told us about 5 times.
Oh, sorry to leave you with Club Mensa, Tally, but I have to be off. Roman will be here any minute to talk about corporate restructuring. A bit of out-of-the-box visioning. I reached out to him last week to see if he could share some of his thinking. Got to stay ahead of the curve in business, darling.
No, you can't go, Mummy.
But Roman's people said it would have to be a power meeting. He's had to reprioritise his action planning since Putin threw him a curveball.
No, really, you can't go. Inspector Morose said nobody can leave the club. Wayne Mooney's been killed.
Oddly, the news had filtered through to the club's power nexus. That's why we've been discussing it for the last 10 minutes. That's why Mrs. Mooney's trying to dissolve the place.
Ah, Mrs. Mooney. Well, I'd better bounce.
You little slapper, wait till I get my hands
Right,
on you.
right. Oh, boss, did you have to do that?
If we could just all keep calm.
Slapper.
Whatever.
So, am I to assume you've been added to Wayne's depressingly long list of conquests?
Oh, no, Mummy. I've been frightfully busy with my A-levels. Mummy said she'll take me to the Maldives if I get into Exeter. Tabby thinks that's so cool.
You lying little hussy. You threw yourself at him. Couldn't wait to get into his shorts. You little slapper.
And after much spirited resistance, your husband was overpowered and forced to endure unspeakable acts?
Oh, I don't think that's likely, boss. I mean, Wayne was quite a strong chap. And Miss Sugar here, well, she's only small. Apart from her love cushions, you know.
Well, thank you for that, Clogger. It was her did all the running. Always asking, flashing her legs at him and asking for a ride in his Porsche. She lured him into the changing room. And my Wayne's only human. If you must know, Wayne offered to show me the new changing rooms. Well, when we got in there, he grabbed me and started kissing me, and I thought, oh, how cool is this? I'm kissing Wayne Mooney. Well, he then tried to take it further, and I said, I'm not normally like the normal chaps you go for.
And you'll be calling the nipper Jesus on account of you still being a virgin.
How dare you? How dare you accuse my daughter? Wait a minute. Oh, God. That's why you've been off your food. Last night you didn't want any wine. You silly, silly girl.
What was happening when you went downstairs?
Did you see my Wayne? Just lots of police. They're searching the ground floor.
Well, it shouldn't be difficult to find Wayne if he's lying downstairs. Did they not look in the other changing room? Perhaps one of us should tell him where he is.
I should be in an extremely important meeting. Instead, I'm presiding over a nursery school. I don't know why I ever bought a football club.
We thought it was so you could fiddle the Batman.
How dare you? I got where I am today through my own hard work. Oh, yes.
I grafted
16-hour days for 10 years to turn that run-down scrapyard.
Yes, well, very funny. Maybe I have told you that before, but the fact
knowledgeable about football. She had lunch with Owen Coyle last week, and I said, "Oh, Mummy, how cool is that? Can I come?"
Really? She did? She did. Well, perhaps she could share her thoughts on the merits of the diamond midfield, or playing one up front with a man tucked in the hole.
Please do.
Mummy knows all the moves. My mummy's not just a brilliant businesswoman. I've heard her talking on the phone about kickbacks, backhanders, oh, and bungs.
I don't know such thing.
You gave my Wayne plenty of bungs.
That's just malicious gossip. I'm an honest businesswoman. I speak as I find, don't suffer fools, and call a spade a spade. Oh no, I'm not just a good female role model, a good strategizer. I walk the walk and talk the talk. My empire is built on visionary thinking, flawless execution, and
Drivel, mindless, idiotic gibble.
And bungs. My Wayne got me a wardrobe from Chanel by getting sent off against Torquay. He got me a Porsche by losing me there by what? by throwing the Burnley game. And he got my boob job by scoring a pair of own goals at Bristol.
An eye for an eye and a Bristol for a Bristol.
that's certainly nothing to do with me. I won't tolerate that sort of behaviour at my club. I will order an inquiry by the club secretary and have him report his findings to the club chairman.
And when you wouldn't do it no more, you went ballistic. Said you weren't going to lose your empire on account of a nobody football player.
Strikes me the two of you had good reason to bump Wayne off. Mrs. Sugar here was miffed because he wouldn't help her fiddle the bat.
Oh, for goodness sake!
And Mrs. M was upset about Tallulah here being in the family way.
And what about you, Einstein?
I had no reason to kill him. We depended on each other. We were oppos. Wayne had licence to roam the pitch, whilst I kept it tight at the back.
You mean while you stayed at the back because your legs were shot? My Wayne told Mr. Ramsey he wasn't going to play with you no more. Said if he didn't find somebody who could run 10 yards without wheezing, he was going to sign on for Leeds. And even I know you're totally impecunious.
I am not. I'm not what? What she just said. Impy thingamy.
When your wife bled you dry before bombing you out, well, at least that's what Dempster said about the divorce in the Mail. And with Wayne wanting you out, there was no new contract for you. And with no new contract, you'd be doing something menial and grubby by September.
Like changing nappies.
Actually, you had more to lose than anyone. You wanted my Wayne out of the way more than anyone, Clogger. You've been needing a bit of steel for the Oldham game. With my poor husband gone, you were already trying to wheedle your way back into the team. Oh, Wayne, Wayne, what am I going to do without my Wayne?
Yes, well, you three have got a lot of questions to answer.
You four? You're not suggesting Mr. Ramsey killed Wayne, are you?
He had a pretty good reason.
This should be interesting. Go on, explain to everyone why, with us beginning our long march to the Premiership, I'd put my star player on a spit.
Exactly, that's just what I was thinking.
Long march to the Premiership. Avoiding relegation with this bunch of old soaks would be an achievement. How are you going to get the billions of points you need to get a visit to Old Trafford next season?
As the great general said, the opportunity of securing ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself.
Oh, that's deep, boss. Very deep.
Well, we all know your history. 2 good seasons at Cheltenham and you get snapped up by Spurs. After 12 matches, you have 3 points. And with you quoting Chinese philosophy at your detractors, the press were calling you Confucian. Sacked by by Spurs, moved to Norwich, where you were sacked after 6 months and dropped a division to Blackburn. Sacked by Blackburn,
He had a good stint at Blackburn.
about 9 months if I remember correctly.
Hey, that's a good spell for Blackburn.
End up at Shrewsbury, where he lasted 3 months before he was sacked.
For non-footballing reasons.
You called the chairman a pillock on local TV.
I did not.
He said so on Facebook.
I said I can understand why most of the fans think the chairman's a pillock.
Exactly, boss.
How unreasonable of your chairman.
Anyway, it looks like you're drinking in the Last Chance Saloon. Fail again and even Stanley won't have you. So, with us teetering 3 points above the drop, it's squeaky bum time in the manager's office.
So to further my career prospects, I parked my paper knife between Wayne's scapulars.
Yeah, answer that one.
When I was looking for Wayne this morning, I thought he might be in your office. He wasn't there, but there was an interesting letter on your desk.
And you felt my desk required scrutiny just in case you found Wayne hiding behind the inkwell?
Well, I thought he might be crouching behind the desk.
Yes, I often find him hiding there.
Is that because he's trying to dodge Sunbird's husband?
Is this story going to have a conclusion? Only
The letter was from the FA. Seems our Wayne's failed a drug test. Class A. Minimum 12-month suspension.
I see. So, with Wayne suspended, the Green and Blues drop faster than Mrs. Mooney's thonk into the First Division. And with Wayne out of the way, you know you'll be digging holes with Clogger. You must have been totally livid. Enough to use Wayne as a knife blow?
Rubbish. No man's bigger than the team. I'll get the team to pull together and come April we'll be pushing for the playoffs. I was disappointed, but no more than that. It's all down to preparation and timing, young lady. He who climbs the mountain with sureness of foot and steadiness of pace will reach the summit long before he who wastes his energy by racing up the foothills.
I've often said that, boss.